OK, guys, have you guys seen this headline, actually, this morning? Let me hold it up to the camera there. My wife divorced me for leaving dirty glasses by the sink, and she was right. This is written by the writer Matthew Frey, who says it's ticking time bombs that start off as harmless habits but can spell the end of a marriage. Do you think he has a point, Katie?
I think it's a shame he didn't have this self-awareness pre-divorce. No, I think it's a classic example of sometimes in life the little things are the big things. And, you know, often marriages end not because of some big catastrophe, but because of years and years of resentment. You know, that's a classic example of feeling undervalued and not appreciated. And I do think it would eventually wear you down. So I think it's important to establish yourself in a household with some kind of balance and equality.
Oh, yeah. She sounds like she might have been the loose woman that would have condoned a divorce over the glasses.
Listen, if I felt really unappreciated, I think it would affect my levels of affection and love because, you know, it's not nice to feel like that.
And that's what's great about what this... Is it Matthew?
Matthew, yeah.
He talks about that. He says, I realise now that that she had asked me so many times, can you not do that? Could you put this here? And that over years, over 12 years, you eat away at the respect for each other.
It's respect.
It's
respect.
And I think
them.
To lose respect because you just take each other for granted is the absolute beginning of the end when that happens, because you forget to look at your partner nice or say something nice or to cherish them.
But the umbrella sentiment, really, I mean, that headline is obviously kind of picking out one bit, but the umbrella sentiment is not being heard. So she was saying to him, you know, it is a problem for me that there is a dishwasher there and you just... And it wasn't actually... It wasn't just the fact that it was the dishwasher. It was like she was saying to him, you're not listening to me and you're saying that your need to just stick that on the top there is greater than my need for you to just put it in the dishwasher.
And like she said, wiping the pee from round the toilet, you know, picking up the socks, all those things, day in, day out. It's not sexy, boys.
It's not.
And with Mother's Day coming out, there's I think it's a fascinating article.
Yeah,
and
I do.
He does this wonderful bit where he says, you know, a lot of what happens on Mother's Day, it's like, well, I'm going to take the... You know, we're going to treat you today. It's like there's 365 days in the year. And it's like this sort of, I'm going to look after the children for you, is how he was. I mean, this is, you know, not all men are like this.
No.
But he's talking about his experience. And he said that when the marriage broke up, he sort of just descended into depression and anaesthetising himself with vodka. And he put out a kind of an online thing, woe is me, and started a blog. And then he said, suddenly, all these men started to email him, and he realised that this pattern of behaviour... And that was when he had his epiphany, and he went, oh, actually, it's me.
I actually don't think, though, it's a male-exclusive issue. I think you can have it with colleagues, you can have it in friendships, where people don't consider you and you find out you're always the giver. And that can be in female friendships, that can be in work dynamics, and it's one day you have that moment where you realise, actually, I'm doing everything, and is it really worth it? You know?
And you can even have it with your children.
Well,
when you get to teenagers, you really can. Sometimes you can feel so sad. I've had times where I felt so sad because I think, are you not seeing me? Are you not seeing everything that I'm... And, you know, I'm so desperate not to be that martyred mother, so I don't say it. But it does. Sometimes it really hurts.
Sometimes in life you have to pull back and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think... And so I'm really mindful of that. I'm really mindful of... You know, I think, I certainly mean it's got a boy in the panel today, but sort of growing a child or developing a son and that's going to become a man that doesn't make assumptions about what his role is within the household. So, and I know people find it quite bizarre, but things like doing the washing, Alfie sits on the floor with me in front of the washing machine, and now he is the one that separates the washing for me. Into darks, into whites, into colours. He's 4.5. He's 4.5.
But he loves it, though.
Yeah, and he loves it.
So you're building bullying behaviour.
teaching him how to load the washing machine, and I'm with him, obviously, because it can be dangerous if he gets any of it in his mouth, but putting the washing tablet in and the softener, all of those sorts of things. Getting him to pack his stuff in the dishwasher when he finishes eating, and getting him with the understanding of if you eat really messily and it drops on the floor, you have to clean it up, because I'm not here to continually clean up after you.
He will be a fantastic husband.
And that's because, and I think as parents, as mothers and fathers, as parents, we also have to take on responsibility, the adults that our children then go on to become, especially boys.
Yeah, I mean, I love this bit here where he says, I didn't refuse to help. I always reasoned, if you just tell me what to do, I'll gladly do it. My wife didn't want to have to tell me. She didn't want to be my mother.
Yeah.
And that's so true. And it's what you say about you know, friends and colleagues. It's not just about marriage. You know, I had a friend who was always late. We would arrange to meet in a restaurant. She was always late. And in the end, I had to have I had to sit her down and I went, what you're saying is, by being half an hour late every time, is that your time is more important than mine. So I'm sitting here waiting. It's not
and
like...
I don't feel valued as your friend.
It's not being stuck in traffic. You know, everybody gets stuck in traffic from time to time. But just sitting there going, well, I'm here for half an hour because you can't get your act together.
And it is, we do have to check ourselves. Actually, you came into my head yesterday. Oh, no. Mark had something had happened to him and he cleaned the kitchen all perfectly. And I went, oh, thank you. And I was like, oh, my God, why have I said thank you? Because I always say that you always say that you say that to
You
your
should
husband.
say the kitchen looks great.
Yeah. And I said, oh, why did you say that? And he said to me, yeah, why do you? You don't need to.
You're acknowledging
And I said, but it just looks so gorgeous.
It was something that Jane said. It's the assumption that one of you is the house manager. Neither of you are the house manager. You're both the adults who live in a house together, who both have responsibility for doing stuff in the house.
And that boundary is healthy, I think, like you said, calling it out, because people will treat you how you let them. And I think when you're firm with people and say, please respect my time because I respect yours, then I think they know where they stand with you.
And if you say nothing, you're enabling it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.